struggling with math continues to be a theme of this press secretary and of this White House more broadly. A reporter responded to Karoline Leavitt claiming that a majority of the Los Angeles protesters are violent, except the math obviously doesn't check out. And you can tell that basic arithmetic is proving very confusing for Karoline Leavitt.
You were just asked about the First Amendment rights issues. In the president's comments yesterday, though, he just said protesters would be strongly dealt with. In your list before, you referred to insurrectionists, rioters, and protesters together. Obviously, they're quite different from your earlier answer. I'm struck by the fact that the president has not at any point said the most important thing here is to protect the First Amendment rights of peaceful protesters. So I'm wondering, where in his hierarchy of interests does he place that? Is the First Amendment protection the most important? Is stopping violence most important? Why is he not out saying all peaceful protesters will be protected?
I think two things can be important at the same time. And the president, as I just answered, supports the right of Americans to peacefully protest. He supports the First Amendment. But that is not the majority of the behavior that we have seen taking place in Los Angeles. We have seen mobs of violent rioters and agitators assaulting law enforcement officers, assaulting our federal immigration authorities. And we have seen, as I said, this goes back to what this administration is trying to do and accomplish, and that's enforcing law and order in our nation's communities. And it's removing public safety threats from communities in Los Angeles.
You're saying the majority have not been peaceful, the majority have been violent.
I just read for you the arrest numbers. We've arrested nearly 400 illegal aliens alone, just illegal aliens who have been arrested in these riots since June 6th, since they began.
Thousands of people on the streets.
Yeah, and we've had hundreds of people who have assaulted law enforcement officers. Are you saying that that's that's appropriate behavior? Are you saying?
Of course, it's not about the appropriateness. It's about what do we mean by majority, majority being more than 50%. Now, the hundreds of, quote, illegal aliens that have been arrested, that's the ICE deportation program. That's not actually about the protests. Then you go to the protests and she claims it's a majority when it's, of course, not. These protests are overwhelmingly peaceful. The property crime I denounce, you're gonna get arrested. You're going to have to deal with the consequences. Violence, if you're committing it, you're going to get arrested. You're going to have to deal with the consequences. That's an overwhelming minority. But then, just as importantly, she wants us to believe that the Trump administration cares about violence against law enforcement. We know because of Exhibit A called January 6, 2021, they only care about violence against law enforcement when it's convenient. When it's inconvenient, they don't care.